Looks like the Astros got into a sticky situation. Alex Bregman hit a home run. Ronel was run off the mound. But you know what? We had a Caratini. It was shaken, not stirred. The Astros won a second game against Oakland, an inch closer to their third place foes. Let's talk about it on this edition of Locked On Astros.
Jainer Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett Htown Wheelhouse Chancey.
Hello, everybody. That is what you call a win streak, 3 in a row. That's right. The Astros defeat the Athletics of Oakland in extra innings. That's not something that's very common. But hey, I'm Htown Wheelhouse. You can find me at Htown Wheelhouse on X, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find me at Back to the Bullpen on X and Instagram, and you can find me at Stros411 on Facebook and on X, where I'm always positive, always Stros. What a crazy game tonight. I see the comments have been blowing up for the last 20, 30 minutes. Y'all have been hanging out, talking through things. Hashtag free Ronel Blanco. Go ahead and get that banner put up there. We're just going to run that. Free, let's see, hold on, let me get this right. Free Ronel Blanco. This guy, I cannot believe this is even a rule. You can't have rosin on your non-pitching hand. We will talk about it here in a second, but please, free Ronel Blanco. MLB, do not suspend this man. This is ridiculous. This is one of the best pitchers in the game right now. And, oh, yeah, trust me, I've got some things to say about that. But let me tell you about today's episode. It is brought to you by eBay Motors. Why? Because from brakes to exhaust kits and beyond, they have over 122 million parts for your ride or die. And that's right, the parts you need, the prices you want. It's easy to bring home a big win. Keep your ride or die alive with eBay Motors at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay guaranteed fit. Only available to U.S. customers. And right now, I think going on right now still is wrapping up of Michael Connor's Locked On Astros postcast. Go check him out. Give him a subscription. Also, check us out on Amazon Fire TV. And also check out Astros games live on SiriusXM. Just search Astros. Check that out. Look, wow. What a game. If you would have told me that we would have a starting pitcher in Ronel Blanco ejected, that we would have 9 strikeouts given to the Oakland Athletics by Astros hitters, and we were going into extra innings, and you would have said, did we win that game? I would have said unequivocally, no, we didn't win that game. But guess what, kids? We did win that game. That's right. So Brian McTaggart, during the game, before the game ended, he put this out. He said the Astros, when scoring at least 5 runs, are 14-1. When scoring 4 or fewer runs, they are 2-24. Well, now they're 3-24. So there you go. There's something about that. I mean, look, I'll get to the back end of the bullpen. I'll get to Presley here in a second. I'll get to what offense didn't show up. But the ejection is kind of weird because if you paid attention, or if you're paying attention across the league, the Los Angeles Dodgers recently had their star Japanese pitcher that they just signed, Yamamoto. They just had him checked, his glove checked for, I guess, a substance or something. It was actually, I found out, the color of his glove that they didn't like. The white portion, there's a white check mark, or there's something white on his glove. They let him change his glove. So maybe that's a little different scenario. But also, if you recall, there were both Yankees and Dodger pitchers. We'll get to that kid here in a second. Miller was killer tonight for the Oakland A's. But both the Yankees and the Dodgers had pitchers that were allowed to wash their hands more than once after they found a substance. It is pathetic that you cannot have a foreign substance on your non-pitching hand. It's rosin and sweat. So Major League Baseball allows a rosin bag. Okay. Major League Baseball says that you can't have rosin on your non-pitching hand. Okay. So why the hell is a rosin bag out there? Remember, I forget who it was, and someone can remind me in the comments. There was a pitcher, I think Scherzer was one of them, got a 10-game suspension. There was a guy from the White Sox, and I forget who it was, got a 10-game suspension for rosin. Not for pine tar, but let me tell you something. Mike Stanton even said it live on our podcast that we do Back to the Bullpen. He said he used pine tar and rosin. Those baseballs are very difficult to grip. They're very difficult because it's almost like holding ceramic. If you've ever held an NCAA Division I baseball and a Major League Baseball, oh my gosh, there is such a huge difference. And guess who produces these baseballs that Justin Verlander's been calling foul since 2016? Major League Baseball. Guess who owns now the company that produces the baseballs? Major League Baseball. It's all collusion. It's all BS. And it burns my hide. Ronel Blanco ejected. Now, they didn't check him when he went out. They checked him when he came in, and they looked at his hands, looked at his glove, and I'll throw up a few quotes here directly from Joe Espada. Now, this was McTaggart's interpretation. McTaggart said that Espada said Blanco had rosin on his non-pitching hand, which is illegal. It was sticky when mixed with sweat. Well, obviously, yes, it is. Have you ever okay, I know what rosin is. Have you guys ever baked or had flour in the kitchen? What happens when the flour gets wet? It gets sticky, right? Then a more complete, I think, statement given by Rome from his vantage point, talking Joe Espada, he saw rosin mixed with sweat on Ronel Blanco's glove. It is illegal to use rosin on your non-pitching hand, Espada said, hence why Blanco was ejected. Now, a lot of people ask me, why didn't Espada go after the umpires? Why didn't Espada show fire again? Why didn't he kick dirt on him? Why didn't he do all this stuff and do all that? But the thing is, what was he going to do? If they had already determined what was going to happen, now what they do is they take the glove, they take it to a lab, and they test it. And if they deem that the substance was enough to, quote unquote, possibly alter any of his pitches, Ronel Blanco gets a 10-game suspension. And if he does that, that completely changes things. Not only does that change things, but the way we used our bullpen tonight changes things. Because if you look at what happened tonight, look at this. Houston is now 3-9 in one-run games. They have won 5 of their past 6, but 6 relievers held Oakland at bay after Ronel Blanco's foreign substance ejection. Chandler Rome reports 6 freaking relief pitchers. Guys, our bullpen is taxed. Josh Hader is taxed. Ryan Presley. Oh, Ryan Presley, look. Ryan Presley worries me a little bit. And I'm going to get to Victor Caratini's walk-off in the second half of this. But let me show you some stats, and I'm giving people their due credit on X, and I do see y'all's comments. I will get to y'all's comments, throw some of them up there here in a second. So if you have questions, if you have something to say, I'll put it up there, but it has to be decent. Felix Vega on X said that Presley's second half in 2023 had a 5.16 ERA with a 1.43 whip. Do you think Crane was going to pay too much money to acquire Hader if he felt Presley was good this year? With a 5.28 ERA and a 1.761 whip. Now, I don't know that he necessarily projected, Crane projected Presley to be bad. I think Crane wanted to prove to the world that he's willing to spend money. I think Crane signed him because they didn't sign anybody else, and it was a kind of a look who he got, and it was the best closer in baseball. Nobody objected to it when it happened. Nobody had a problem with Hader until his struggles ensued, but he came in tonight and he did his freaking job. 2 innings, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Ryan Presley did give up the 1 run, give up 2 hits. Brian Abreu only threw 8 pitches, gave up 1 hit. That's it. Montero, 3 strikeouts, 1 inning. Taylor Scott, masterful job. 3 strikeouts, 2 innings. Rafael Montero is having a much better season. So, with that being said, in our next segment, we are going to talk about Caratini's walk-off. I'm going to get to some of y'all's comments here. And if y'all listen to the show, y'all got to stop by and hang out with us live. It's a lot of fun. Oh, and we won't forget about Breggy hitting another bomb. This episode is brought to you by eBay Motors. Millions of parts for your MVP. Win every time with parts that fit your ride. Passion, drive, and patience. The formula for winning championships is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motor has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need, the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit. Only available to U.S. customers. Yeah, that's right. Make sure you make us your first listen every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Listen to us on your way to work, on your way home from work. Free and easy to listen to on any podcasting medium. Also, check out Locked On Sports Today, 24/7 sports channel with all the key playoff victories and wins and buckets and the Caitlin Clarks of the WNBA and various leagues around the world. Locked On Sports 24/7 is a channel, the only 24/7 streaming channel. And as the Astros continue to catch fire, and by the way, the Rangers are 0-5. They've lost 5 in a row. There is a God above. That's right. They are losing big time. I love that. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Look, hey, Garrett, thank you so much for your compliments. I really appreciate it. But look, as I go into the Caratini walk-off, as I go into some pitching questions, let me know what you have questions about, or if you want to get a comment in there, I will try to throw it up there as quickly as I can. So Victor Caratini, the guy gets another walk-off in his career. I believe he has 5 in his career, 2 of them with the Astros this year. And when he came in to pinch hit for Mauricio Dubon, I kind of wondered what was going on, what was going to happen. And I was like, well, gosh, don't pull Dubon. But then I remembered I was at the Caratini walk-off win with my friend from New Zealand, Paige. She was there, got to see it. That was a great experience. I won't ever forget that moment for her, for the whole stadium. It was great. Caratini hit that home run. Tonight it wasn't a home run. He didn't need it. But I want to talk about what set that up. And this just in, breaking news, Chandler Rome is reported on X that Ronel Blanco said that he will appeal if he's suspended. So Ronel Blanco will appeal if he's suspended. And I believe it was someone here in the comments reminded me, Susan said that, and she reminded me that Max Scherzer actually appealed his 10-game suspension, reduced it to 2. So maybe it'll be 2, but even 2 games, look, the way Ronel Blanco is pitching, he is your surefire guy. He is, I think, one of your all-star candidates, easily makes the all-star team this year. Mid-season, it's still going to hurt even if you lose him for 2 games. So let's try to look at the bright side of things. You know how I'm always positive, always Astros, but let's look at what set up this scenario to give Caratini the opportunity to have the walk-off, because to me, it's not always what happens at the very end. It's like what leads up to that moment. And so I want to talk about that. I'm sitting here, I'm looking. Oh, here we go. I was looking for my scenarios here. Something I love that Major League Baseball does is they recount every at bat. Now, in the 10th inning, you had John Singleton started at second base, and then they replaced John Singleton with Trey Cabbage, and Jake Myers gets up ready to bunt. He's showing full bunt. The manager from the A's comes out. They talk strategy. They know that Myers is about to bunt. And look, he could have easily struck out. He could have easily popped up a final pitch. But what does he do? He goes in there and he drives a ball to the left field, deep. It almost looked like a home run, and Trey Cabbage got to third, and then they took out Mauricio Dubon and pinch hit Victor Caratini. And what does Victor Caratini do? He gets up and he hits a ground ball to the center fielder right up the middle. Trey Cabbage scores, and Caratini wins with an 81.6 mile an hour ground ball with the distance of 142 feet. And they knock out Kelly. Kelly, I believe, gets the loss for the team. But what was it that was happening before that? This guy that the Athletics have on the mound, Mason Miller, he has the 5 fastest pitches in the game. 102.1, 102.2, 102.3, 103.2, and 103.4. And off the top of my head, I don't remember all the numbers, but I believe 29 of the 38 outs that he's gotten are strikeouts, and only one in the last 30-something hitters have actually gotten a hit off of him. This kid's a stud. Is there any way we can trade for this guy? Can we get Mr. Miller? Can we trade one? I don't know. Look, I'm not going to name names. I don't want to take our guys out. We just have had a victory during the clubhouse celebrating. But look, guys, we're 17-25. The Oakland Athletics are 19-25. After tomorrow, if we can win this game, if we can sweep these Oakland A's, we'll be 19-25, and they will be 19-27. We will be on top of the Oakland A's. And what did I tell you guys? The Astros become relevant in the national picture when they pass who? When they pass the Oakland Athletics. When they pass the Oakland Athletics, the Astros become relevant to the national conversation. I was told today by a coworker that the Astros are done. They're toast. They're not going to make it. There's no way they're going to recover. And I looked at them and I said, they're 500 in May. They're 500 in May. Now, they're one game over 500 in May. You've got to take it 1 month at a time. You got to take it where this team is now. They are 5-5 in their last 10 games. They've won 3 in a row. They are winning more games at home than they've been losing. Can we talk about Singleton's plate appearance and getting very patient and not swing at pitch? Look, here's the thing about Singleton, Garrett. Singleton has improved this year. And although he's still patient, he's actually swinging more. That's why he's getting on base. That's why he's hitting home runs. That's why he's contributing. His discipline is mixed with more urgency because I think he was almost too disciplined where he was missing opportunities. And the one thing that we're not really talking a lot about tonight, because everything else that went on, is the continued, what I see as struggles at the plate for Yordan Alvarez. Yordan Alvarez, 3 strikeouts, no hits, and 4 at-bats. Now, Pena was 0 for 4 tonight, didn't have a great night at the plate, 2 strikeouts. So Pena and Alvarez both had 5 strikeouts combined. So 5 of their 11 strikeouts came from those 2 hitters. Singleton did have 2 strikeouts tonight, did not have any walks. But look, I think a lot of it had to do with the Oakland A's bullpen, and that's why the Oakland A's right now are still on top of the Astros. And even though they are, quote-unquote, a losing team, they are 3rd in the West, we are 4th in the West, their bullpen has done well, and they've been able to score runs. They've been scoring runs in bunches. And what's great is the team up north, the Southern Oklahoma Rangers, are sliding backwards a little bit, and the Astros have got to continue to take advantage. That's right. We have 200 people watching live. I need 200 likes tonight. Wow. Thanks, Andrew. I don't know how to take that compliment, but I appreciate it. That's, I guess, nice things are always good to say. Man, so what do we do going forward? This Astros team, wow, you want to talk about wondering about bullpens, wondering about who is going to be available where. What are they going to do? Let me see if I can find this, because I don't know that I can pull this up for you guys, but I can kind of tell y'all about it as far as, okay, here, of availability for bullpen. Going into tonight, the Astros had Seth Martinez is not available. Sean Dubon was not available, but he pitched tonight. Taylor Scott was not supposed to be available, but he pitched tonight over the last 3 days. Look, the last 3 days in pitches yesterday on May 13th, Montero 14, Abreu 16, Taylor Scott 16, Presley 18. Who'd they use tonight? Montero, Taylor, Presley. They didn't use Dubon tonight. Hater, Dubon and Martinez is going to get a lot of the work tomorrow night. Let's hope that they don't need them very much. Let's hope that Mr. Framber Valdez gets in a long start himself. And in the last segment, I want to talk about another Breggy bomb, why that is important that he gets off the ground. And we will talk about that and grab our last segment here soon. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Download the app today and use the promo code LOCKEDONMLB for your first deposit match of up to $100. Get in on the playoff action and win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks as you and the world's best players take the game to a new level during basketball's postseason. Want to play alongside some of Prize Picks' favorite players like Meek Mill and Sugar Shane O'Malley? You can now find community plays under the promos tab of the app to view entries from some of the biggest names in the Prize Picks community each week. You can turn $10 into $100 in just a few taps. Prize Picks is real simple to play. I can make my picks and submit my entries in less than 30 seconds. I have a blast with it. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, an enormous selection of players and stat types. Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions and now offers Apple Pay for quick and easy deposits. Check out Prize Picks today. Use the promo code LOCKEDONMLB for your first deposit match of up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. That's right. And this episode is brought to you by the Locked On Sports 24/7 streaming channel. It's the only one on the internet. Check it out. Subscribe to them today. Also check out the Locked On Astros postcast with Michael Connor. He's got you covered, not just Astros. Whenever the Texans roll around, the Cougars, whenever the Rockets come into play, he will be doing post-game action for them as well. And hey, I got some good news, kids. The Seattle Mariners just went down. It's the end of the ninth. It looks like they lost. Royals won 4-2. So we've got a whole lot of losing going on in the AL West. Texas is only 2 games behind Seattle at 500 with 22-22. The Astros are 6 games back at 17-25, and the Oakland A's are 5 games back at 19-25. We're leaving the Angels behind, but guys and girls, it's great because Seattle just lost, so that's good. Texas has lost now 5 in a row. Oakland's lost 3 in a row. Let's get Oakland to a 5-game losing streak, okay? And yes, I will be holding the sell flag Thursday night in support of the Oakland Athletics fan base, but it doesn't mean that I'm wanting the Astros to sell the team. It's a green sell flag. It clearly is an Oakland thing, so I'm just trying to help them out. Andrew asked, is Breggy getting traded to the Cubs? No, he's not getting traded to the Cubs. And no, we're not going to trade him to the Oakland Athletics for Mason Miller. You have enough guys in the back end of the bullpen. But hey, before we get to Breggy bomb, have you guys heard of Pedro Leon? Have you guys heard of this kid, this 5-tool player that we spent $4 million on several years ago that just hasn't been able to figure out how to swing a bat without striking out? Well, you know what he did tonight? And actually, the freaking Sugarland Space Cowboys went off. And granted, it is in Albuquerque, but they still went off 16 hits tonight. Shea Whitcomb had a 3-hit game. Quincy Hamilton had a 2-hit game. Salazar had a 2-hit game with a home run. Wagner had a 3-hit game. But I'm burying the lead here. Pedro Leon had 2 3-run home runs tonight. He had 2 home runs with 6 RBI. He was 6 for 3. He was 3 for 6. That's an improper fraction, kids. He was 3 for 6. He's batting .301. He did only have 1 strikeout. He had 6 RBI, 2 home runs. He had 3 hits. He scored 2 runs himself. I mean, what is going on with this kid? This kid is hitting the cover off the ball. And now that Pedro Leon is heating up, you got vote for Pedro. I love that, Uncle Drew. Vote for Pedro. But here's the thing. With all this going on, you still have this conglomeration or this heavy-sided outfield where you don't know where to put everybody. Right now, Chaz is in the mix because he's still doing his rehab starts. Myers got a key at bat, got a key deep fly ball. Myers' bat has been good. His glove is excellent. Mauricio Dubon, you absolutely want him in the lineup. Okay, so you got Dubon. You got Jordan, who dare I say, hits better when he plays in the field. Now, I haven't looked at his splits. He hasn't been hitting regardless of where he is, whether he's DH or playing in the field. That needs to get fixed pretty quickly. I don't like what I'm seeing out of Jordan. I think he'll fix it. Well, I know he'll fix it. He'll get his way out of it. And John Singleton is down to 213, but I still have a lot more confidence in John Singleton at first base and at the plate than I did at Abreu. Someone asked me today, any update on Abreu? I have not heard a single update on him. I have heard there is no timetable for his return. Now, I have heard that. I've heard that there is no timetable for Abreu's return. That can't be a good thing for him. And I wonder if the unthinkable will happen. 217 people watching us. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, look, Myers' arm is pitiful. Jake Myers has a terrible arm, but the dude can run down a fly ball. But I guess, Dave, what does it do you good if you run down a fly ball deep center field, but you got to try to gun a guy out going from second to third? Guess it really doesn't help all that much. Chaz might be the odd man out. You're right. He does have high enough value. That's true. And like Bree says, Bree is on top of it. She's consistent. She's like, we just need to be consistent. You need to be consistent, Astros, like Bree is on this show, right? I mean, she is here all the time. A lot of you guys are. David, look, even though David, I love David. He tries to, he's a little negative, but I will give David this. He has fortitude and he sticks to his team. He still loves the Astros. He's just tough on them. Why? Because he cares. The same thing I tell my kids at school. I'm tough on you because I care. So, Alexander Bregman, who continues to hit home runs, who continues to improve in all the categories that are important for us as baseball fans. 2 for 4 today. 1 RBI, a solo shot, batting up to 225. Remember, he was flirting with going under 200. An OPS of 651. Good job, Alex Bregman. On only 6 hits and 11 Ks, the Astros pull out an improbable win in extra innings, 2-1 tonight. Now, let me go back to something I thought was interesting. I picked up on a quote from Dallas Braden, who is one of the announcers for the Oakland Athletics. And this is what Dallas Braden said, a former pitcher, major league pitcher, that is. He said, in my humble opinion, this is nothing more than an accumulation of stick or gunk from sweat and repeated use of rosin on a day where it might be drier in the pool than on land here in Houston. So basically what he's saying is the humidity in Houston is a killer. The humidity in Houston is a real you-know-what. And because of that humidity, it's an accumulation of the stick and the gunk. And I think the rule is absolutely absurd. I'm telling you, these pitchers need something to be able to grip that baseball. Oh, Chris asked, you know what? I'm going to send one of the marketing people this question. Alex Bregman bandana giveaway soon, hopefully. Look, if they don't jump on that, man, we got to. Yeah, the roof was closed, but it's still humid in there. Ray, have you been in the stadium in the upper floor? That AC does not work up there. It is humid and hot as crap in that stadium. It's pretty disappointing that it rains in Minute Maid Park and that it gets as hot as it does with the Dome Stadium. You'd think they'd have that figured out by now. Yes. Can't he appeal the ruling? He is. Yeah, I actually announced it earlier that Ronel Blanco is going to appeal if he's suspended. So there's no official word on the suspension. It'll probably take until tomorrow for that stuff to come out. But yeah, if he and Chandler Rome just tweeted out from that 70s show, the mom pouring alcohol into a blender. I don't know what is causing him strife. Is that whiskey? Anyways, something about Hello Kitty. I don't know. It was Hello Kitty night. And I actually had people DMing me, hey, can you get my wife a Hello Kitty hat? I'm like, that's right. I'm holding it down, Bree. You know that. You know that's right. Holding it down. But here's the deal. Look, I love this Bregman bandana for the first 2,000 visitors, brought to you by Woodland Shirts. That's right. And maybe the pastor's like smiling face on the side of the bandana. That would be great. Okay, yes. Chandler Rome's probably pushed to drinking because of everything going on. But yeah, this weather, it just sucks. Y'all know that. The humidity's coming, folks. But you know what else is coming? Winter is coming. Major League Baseball, the Houston Astros have been woken up. And this is your warning, Major League Baseball. You have been warned because this is happening right now, live on air. Let me see if I can get this. Of course, I'm going to fumble this. I'm freezing on stage. I've got 1 minute to make this happen. But this is a warning to Major League Baseball.
Major League Baseball, you've been warned. Bregman is on the move. Reggie bombs are falling everywhere. You try to stop Ronel Blanco, we've got other plans. We'll return. Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Astros, with your team every single day. Rock on.
All right, I'm out. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all are awesome. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're the only Daily Astros podcast as the Astros continue to rise to the top. Have a good one. I'm out.